Video, I'm gonna be talking about how you can lock in and how I locked in, how I got my bachelor's degree, how I'm still working, grinding, trying to make a living here. So the first thing is have a goal and put a goal in your life such as, okay, I don't know, I wanna get straight A's or I wanna make XYZ money. For example, for me, I came a long way. I graduated with my bachelor's and it wasn't easy because there were times where I thought I was never gonna make it. I didn't think I was able to get to the college that I wanted to go, and I actually got in, and it was due to connections as well. Also, having the grades and test scores as well, because at the end of the day, no one wants to tell you if you don't have the grades or the test scores. I really have to thank God where I'm at today. So basically, it all started, really finding myself, growing up in, just in life in general and, trying to find yourself, when you're in elementary, middle school. Elementary don't count because elementary, you're basically like a baby, you're just learning about life. People are basically take care of you, especially preschool, where I would just sleep all day, and then they'll tell me when to eat, when to snack, have lunch, and all of that. However, once I got older, I think in elementary, like fifth grade, or it was like third grade, but I had acne problems, right? And then that took a lot of my confidence away because I'm like, man, I would never look good because look, I have acne. And now you look at my skin, it's way better. I came a long way. And that was one of my insecurities because I'm like, every time I look at my phone, every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, man, I have all these spots that I don't like, but I have to deal with it. And I was never confident because I just felt like, I was unattractive. And then we go to middle school, right? And I'm gonna be talking about how you can log in, just giving you a little backstory. And then in middle school, I didn't know how to dress. I couldn't speak to girls. I didn't really know nothing. I didn't really care about how I look. Middle school, whatever. I was the annoying kid, and the cool kid because I used to rap as well, and that really just made me cool. I used to be made fun of. These girls would call me turtle in sixth grade. They were mean to me, annoying, and I even liked one of them, and they even ignored me. There was this time where I saw them. I saw this girl with her parents, and I'm like, oh, I know her. We knew each other. We were in the same class. We spoke to each other. It's not like I didn't know her and I tried to speak to her. No, I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Ignore me, people pretend I was there, like chewing her gum. I'm like, are you serious? In my head, I'm like, what? And then the next day after that, I'm like, we're speaking. She was speaking to me, but she straight ignored me. I told my teacher, I'm like, man, she just ignored me. I don't know why. And it's crazy. And it was these two girls. And then I started rapping the next year. I started rapping like in eighth grade. And I started to be that cool kid, whatever. And then one of the girls, not the one that ignored me, but the other girl, they were both best friends, obviously both best friends, they were both mean to me. She sent me a long message. She like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I wish I had the message. I don't even know. Do I have the message? I don't think so. But she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean. I was just, something about being immature, whatever. I think it was either through Instagram or whatever, and then I ignored her because at the end of the day, you're very mean to me, and obviously I forgive you, but mean to me, I'm not gonna talk to you after all of that. So after that, we never spoke again, and the other girl, I never spoke to her. I mean, I saw her one time, I think online, like with her boyfriend or whatever. Like, oh hey, I remember you, but I honestly didn't care at that point. And then after high school, no, no, after high school, I didn't. After middle school, I went to high school, and during high school, it was very odd because this was a time, and I'm gonna age myself a little bit, but this was a time where COVID started coming in. So ninth grade, I was in this school. I was actually in two schools. I was this one school in Miami, I didn't really like. I never wanted to go to school, and I told my mom, "Mom, can I go to this school, please? I don't want to be here." Then after like 2, 3 months, they transferred me to another school, and then I started rapping there, and I was cool, this cool kid, whatever. But I never really fit in, and I was way too nervous to speak to girls. There was a time where they put me with this girl, right? She was right in front of me. I was here, she was here, and what happened was they're like, "Go talk to her." I was like, the whole time. And then, obviously eventually, I think it took me like 5 minutes. I was like that. She walked away, obviously. And then I saw her again. I wanted to speak to her, but I was just so nervous. I don't even know why. I'm like, bro, what happened? I was nervous. And then after that, I felt regret. And then 10th grade, I told myself I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, whatever. Then I started a YouTube channel. I started talking. I started doing videos, content that right now I don't like that content I used to do, but I used to do it. And I told people, I'm like, oh, you trying to be in this video? And I talk to a lot of girls, whatever, X, Y, and Z. And it was cool. It was fun, and I was getting a little traction. No, not really. I'm not gonna say 100 subscribers. I was getting traction, and I was being this cool. Oh, you do YouTube, and it was amazing. But then COVID came. COVID. After COVID came, it just messed up everything because what COVID did, it basically told me to stay home. Stay home, and then I was isolated. And the crazy part, my 10th grade year, I was very confident. I was doing, that's what I'm telling you all, to make sure that when you log in, work on your confidence. Speak to girls, speak to people in general, even if it's uncomfortable. I'm not saying be the weird person. Just say, oh, I just came here to say hi. No, it'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? No, I'm just here to make some friends, or I'm just here, talk. Like, just do that, and then people are gonna like, oh, I respect the confidence. And you can even tell them straight up, look, I'm trying, like, to like people like your guys, right? Like, oh, I'm just, I'm working on my confidence. I'm self improving. I just want to talk. Y'all, you all seem cool. I wish I was like that. I didn't. Like I said, I was like that starting 10th grade. Then I started getting confident. And then after that, what happened was, it was crazy. I got isolated. I was staying home, and then all the classes was online. So I never really got to speak to someone. And then once I returned, I was in 12th grade. But the thing is, with 12th grade is I was doing early admission, which is doing enrollment, which I do college classes in high school, right? And this wasn't good because what happened was I I was 17, right? So when it came to speaking to girls, all of them were older than me, and I was a minor, so they're all adults. So it didn't really work. So I waited until I was 18. I was 18 and started talking to girls, and they would reject me because you see how I have this baby face right now. Whatever age y'all think, it's okay. I don't really care, to be honest. But when I was speaking to them, they're like, "Oh, you look young. I don't know. No, I'm good. I have a boyfriend. Whatever. Oh, you like a little kid. How old are you? This, that. You're young." I'm like, "Oh, it's maybe because I'm young. Maybe I just need to get a little older." So I got a few years, maybe 1920, and I think like 19 or 20, I started speaking again. Oh, you're young. I'm like, huh? But look, I'm 20 years old. I'm grown. I'm older than, and even at 21, the girls in college, oh, you're too young. Even a 18-year-old as a 21-year-old told me I'm too young. And I'm like, what? And then yeah, I was very confused. I'm like, what is happening? And I realized it had more, my looks played a part. Looks matter. Don't, if people say, oh, looks don't matter, looks don't matter. So what happened was, since I had a baby face, I also didn't have the confidence. I didn't have anything that really helped me. I didn't have any size. I was very skinny. I was very shy, right? If you're shy, if you're like 6'5", super tall, and you're shy, you're good. You're gonna get women. Like, it's like, as long as you take the first step and say hi, how are you doing? They're gonna make it easy for you, right? So basically, I was just nervous, and I didn't know, and then. Y'all, it's crazy, y'all. Like, that's what I'm saying. Locking in, this is really my story. And then I graduated college, but I felt unfulfilled because I'm like, man, what happened? I went through all this schooling. I got a bachelor's degree, but I couldn't get a girlfriend. I couldn't. And I don't think I was the most locked in, right? And that's what I'm telling y'all to lock in. why I think I wasn't locking, even though I did get good grades, I did get my college degree. I didn't self improve, right? I just told myself, okay, bro, if I get a bachelor's, once I finish college, I'll be successful. That's what people tell you. Oh, bro, just graduate college, and then when girls see you're successful, or when people see you're successful, you're gonna start. No, that's not true, right? So locking in is you self improving yourself, not just in one aspect, not just doing your college, like I said, how my story, you see how I went through the steps, going through schooling, nothing really actually happened. I didn't become $10 million, like that much money, or I didn't become the successful person, everything. No, I still had to hit the gym. So locking in is hitting the gym, working out every single aspect of your life, your spiritual life, your physical life, your mental life, every single aspect, financially. And it won't be until that moment you have all of those. I'm not saying all the way to the top, I'm just saying solid. Then you'll start seeing the results. So lock in, but don't allow the definition of lock in people confuse you, saying that, oh, it's just going to that one goal of getting that bachelor's, getting straight A's. No, it's more broad, it's more everything at the same time, because once you do that, then you'll see the results.